We're only on consent.
Well, we've already got him at the table. Deputy Superintendent Scott Jones, monthly budget report.
Good morning, Deputy Superintendent of Operations Scott Jones. For the record, the Utah State Board of Education is in good order with fiscal responsibilities and fiduciary duties. We're able to meet all obligations and encumbrances. So for your review, ahead of this meeting and during this meeting is the budgets broken out. This is as of the end of February. For record keeping as far as that goes as well, just to make sure you're understanding where we're at with that, in the sense that we post that particular what's called the period of the fiscal year. But it's important to note too that as of April 1st, we're entering into the fourth quarter, so we're starting year-end close processes. Consistent with the Budgetary Procedures Act and all other rules, policies, and regulations that govern year-end close. So again, we are in great shape financially across all elements or sections of the Utah State Board of Education. So Chair, subject to any questions or concerns with the monthly budget report as it stands, I'll move to the discretionary report.
Any questions or concerns from board members? I'm not seeing any. Deputy Superintendent Jones, please continue.
As part of the integral monthly budget report, we always provide you with your discretionary funds report. What's very important about this particular month or this particular report is in the upper right-hand corner, you still have remaining balances that are unencumbered across state funds, land exchange, federal mineral lease. Tomorrow in the Finance Committee, staff are proposing additional actions that can take place that will require funding from one-time funding, basically from your discretionary account. I would respectfully request that all board members take a look at the Finance Committee agenda item. I think we did a pretty good job of breaking out all the different requests on some additional requests for use of your state funds and your land exchange funds for purposes in a one-time fashion, but could carry over into the next fiscal year. The other piece to this too is as we set budgets for next year, next month, please note that the board has established contingency funds of $200,000 and $110,000 for legal fees. We'll need to know, and it doesn't have to be this month, but for action next month, we'd just like to put that in front of the board to see if you want to sustain those types of amounts for those particular purposes for next year's budget. Okay, so just think about that too. Again, we're just wanting to try to give you as much time to review, to understand and to look at what historically you've set aside for those purposes out of your discretionary amounts. So Deborah, our finance director, will provide you with the carry forward balances as part of this process so that you can make those decisions in the subsequent months, May and June. Tomorrow, the Finance Committee will have to make decisions on whether to favorably recommend additional requests from these sources in this current year. So we'll look at that. And then also, as part of the process, in addition to our request for use, continued use or additional use of your discretionary funds, I'd like to point out that it's very important that you, as part of the process in the Budgetary Procedures Act, tomorrow in Finance Committee, we're also reviewing all of the section budgets for what we're proposing to you by way of the Finance Committee for your state fiscal year 20 budgets, okay, within the USBE operations, if you will, across all sections, across all programs. There's a lot of information in there. So, by way of the process where we run these through the Finance Committee, it's giving you an additional 30 days, but that information is out there, and I would encourage you to take a look at all of those now ahead of next month's meeting, pending what's going to be done or discussed tomorrow in Finance Committee. They're quite complex budgets. They're very accurate, but if you could spend additional time between now and next month on those, that would be productive for you when we put all that information in front of you next month, of course, at the direction of the Finance Committee towards that. So, any questions or concerns about the discretionary report and what I've said here now today, Chair? From any of you or the board members?
I'm not seeing you, but I just want to add that the next couple months, especially the following months, very significant
Right.
lifts will, and a lot of really important actions and recommendations will be coming out of finance. And so as soon as you can see that and review it, and we have that process of, I have a question and dive into it, there's a lot to it. So thank you for our situational awareness that we'll be carrying that heavy burden the next month, and it'll probably be into the following month also. So thank you. I'm not seeing any others. So
Okay.
thank you, Deputy Superintendent Jones.